short and neat Pilates session for you, and we're actually going to start on the ground. We haven't got much set up at all tonight, but we'll build it up gradually so we'll be ready for the work we're going to do. So I want you to come and lay on your back with legs bent, and we're staying on our backs for most of the session. So first of all, we're going to come into some pelvic tilts. So you can have your hands resting on your belly if that feels good. So you're going to round the back, tailbone will lift, and then arch the back. So we're just moving in between those pelvic tilts. You can make them small, you can make them bigger, but the idea here is that we just start to get a bit of movement in the lower back, whilst also thinking about the position that our lower spine normally sits in. So keep going with that. I just need to scoot down a bit. So a couple more, then I want you to find your neutral position. So we normally do this standing up, but you're finding that position in between the two. You might be able to just about get your hands through or to touch, but there shouldn't be a big gap. Then I want you to engage the abdominals, and we're just taking the arm over the head and returning it. So spine staying in neutral, warming the shoulders a little bit and just focusing on that position that you're making in your lower back and keeping the belly button drawn in. So let's come back to it again, the pelvic tilt. So we round and we lift. So you might even come into a half bridge or a quarter bridge there. Now you've got a bit more movement. And just let breath flow. And then once more, taking a moment to find that neutral spine. Drawing the abdominals in. The arm this time reaches and then it circles round. And then we do the other side. We've got room. Yes. So it reaches and it circles. So let's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now stay in neutral, keep the legs in that position, the head down, and we're going to start dropping the knee out to the side. So if I start with the leg closest to you, it drops out and it comes back in. I want you to monitor here that the pelvis doesn't rock. So you don't want to feel anything like that happen, no rock across. So you're just dropping the knee out, might just be a little way. You're staying in neutral, you're keeping tension. Then we progress to the other side. So we drop out or fall out. This is often referred to. The knee falls out. You could breathe in and breathe out as you do that. Let's do two more. So I want you now to stack knees above hips. But you might just want to bring the knees in for a moment, so you've taken your spine in the other direction, because that's our warming phase over, but we're still going to build things up gradually. So knees stack. We come back to neutral, tension again. I'm going to do 5 fall outs here with bent legs. So we inhale and we exhale. Really want the pelvis to stay still, and I want the abdominals to keep that tension the whole time. So you might get a little bit of a stretch in the legs, but the focus really is starting to work the abdominals. Let's change. So we drop out, we come back in. Let's do one more. And then place the feet down and just have a stretch. Come and reset again. So we're working in neutral permanently now here. And we're going to do alternating legs, but just watch the change. So the leg drops out, it comes in, and then it drops down. You're used to that one. It comes back up. Other leg drops out to the side, comes in, lowers, and lifts. Now this will feel a lot tougher in the abdominals now. And I'm going to do quite a long set. We're going to do it for maybe a minute. And I want you, I forgot what leg I was doing then. I want you to take breaks if you need to. Now, you could also work with legs here now. So the leg could drop out, in, and it could lower down. So it's the same rules. The pelvis stays facing the ceiling. So you just play now with whatever option works best for you. Breath could really help now. So you could exhale as you lower, inhale as you come back up, or even the other way around. Let's do one more each side. Okay, and let's rest. Drop the legs to me just for a moment. Take a couple of breaths here. And then change sides. Okay, so have the feet on the ground. We can do a little bit of curling up. Now, if you're someone that gets tension in the neck, put your tongue behind your top teeth straight away, but I will give you some options later. So we're going to curl up, abdominals draw in as we come up, then reach with the arms, hands come back to the head, and we lower back down. Abdominals tighten to get you off. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do two more. Now leave the head down, let the arms relax. I want you to lift both legs and lower both legs. They're going straight down. Now this is something I never normally ask you to do, to put them on the ground, but I want you to think of the lift being the work rather than the lowering being the work. So you tighten the abdominals to lift them and you put them back down. You tighten to lift and you put them back down. Now if you're having trouble keeping neutral spine on these, just do one leg. Okay, just one more. And then we're going to see if we can put that all together. So you could just do upper body, you could just do lower body, or you can have a go. So you curl up, you reach, hands to ears, you lower everything down. Up, reach, hands to ears, and lower. So with your option, if you want more, you could bring your knees in there. So you come up, you could do a reverse curl, knees over hips, and lower down. Knees over hips, knees in, knees over hips, lower down. Let's do 2 more. Up, in, knees over hips, and lower, up, in, knees over hips, and lower. Yeah, so I hope that worked. So take a stretch here and just wriggle to stretch out the abdominals. Okay, so we're going to come into a bridge now. So let's have feet quite close to the bottom and feet hip distance. So we're rolling up into a bridge and then we're rolling back down. So let's get, because we didn't warm the lower back or the whole of the spine too much, so we're just taking a little bit of mobilization work here first. Let's do 1 more. This last one, let's stay at the top and let's find our bridge. So I haven't done bridges for quite a few Pilates sessions. So to remind you, you want knee, hip and shoulder in this diagonal line. You want to be squeezing the bottom and squeezing the belly too. So we're going to take this into a much harder option. But first time, I want you just to lift the right heel 5 times, lower it down. So you lift and lower, lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower, and then change sides. Okay, roll back down and bring your knees in. So there you have an option, and you can stick with that if this next one gets too tough. Or you could come back and do the leg drops with the back on the ground like we started. Otherwise it's roll up. Find your bridge, make it strong, and you're going to lift one leg off. Then you're going to see if you can drop it out and bring it back. We're doing 5 just like we did 5 before. This other leg should be screaming at you. Should also get it in the abdominals because you're dropping out. Let's do 1 more. And put the leg down. Let's roll down. So remember, you've got the option to lift the heel, or you could do it here, working on your back like we did earlier. So let's roll back up, reset, tension in the abdominals, and you're going to do the other leg. So you lift it, it drops out, it comes back. So you really have to stabilize there through the hips. One more. Foot down and roll back down and bring your knees in again. Yeah, so that should have started to really come into the bottom there. Okay, so we're going to take that into alternating, just like we did on our backs earlier. And again, it's quite a long set. So you can take breaks if you need to. So let's roll up, set ourselves here. So we lift, open, close, and lower. Now I'm using my elbows a little bit here to help me balance, but I'm really using my hands to watch what happens to my hips. Let the breath flow. Don't let yourself drop down, stay up. If you find you're dropping, just come out of it, take a break, come back in. Whew. Should be getting tough now. We're going to have a go at doing 3 more each side. Two more. last one. And rest, roll back down. All right, when you bring your knees in this time, if it feels good, cross one over the other and draw them in like that. So you can hold them, or you can hold the top knee. I haven't quite finished with this bridge work. It's quite a nice release. So let's uncross, if you did cross, and cross the other side and draw in again. Okay, so you might just want to watch what I'm doing in this one. I'm going to be in my bridge. I'm going to let my knees fall out. Now I'm actually falling onto the outside edge of my feet, and then I'm squeezing my bottom and my inner thighs to bring my legs back. So I'll drop and I'll squeeze. Now when I drop, I don't want to drop down, I want to stay up. So we'll do a couple of sets. So let's come up, let's try 10 and see how we feel. So we drop out, squeeze in, out, and squeeze. You could do heel lifts, both heels as an option like I showed you earlier. That's 4, out and squeeze. So I'm hoping you're getting in your bottom. 6, 2 more, and roll down and bring the knees in. So since you can't give me any feedback, I'm going to assume that 10 was okay, and we're going to go for 15 in the second set. Okay, so knowing that, you can finish at 10 if you want to. So let's place feet down, let's roll up again, find your position. Here we go, out and in. And I want you to really squeeze, so when you bring the legs back in, really squeeze your bottom. You'll feel your inner thighs squeeze too. You've got 10 more if you can. If you lose your form, take a break. Ooh, over halfway. Five more if you can. Feel that? 2 more. And rest, roll down. Oh. Okay, let's take the right foot across the knee and let's draw that leg in for a stretch. So I want you to get the stretch there in the bottom. Let's push that knee out. And then change sides, so the other leg comes across and we're drawing in. Let's take one leg up, draw the leg towards you, so you're feeling now a stretch in the back of the leg. And then change legs. Okay, so we're going to return to the abdominal work and sort of finish that off too. So if we restack the knees and we come back into our alternating leg drop, so we drop out and in. Let's keep legs bent to start with. So we drop out and in. Now, you can stay with this, or we're going to have a go at moving the legs away from us and both of them circling back in. So don't make it very big to start with. So just lower them a couple of inches, circle them out and bring them back. Lower and circle out. So your option is just to do one leg. You've done this with me before. Otherwise we go with both. They lower, they circle. Now the challenge here is going to be keeping the neutral spine, because there's quite a lot of momentum on the weight of the legs. So you've really got to keep abdominals strong, keep that neutral spine there. Let's do 2 more, because we're going to do 2 sets of this. And rest. And let's just let the knees drop out here and have a stretch while we're resting. So please come back to one leg if you want to. Please repeat what we just did if you need to, because I'm going to show you that now with straight legs. So the legs are here, and we would lower and we would circle. Now that's all going to depend on how much room you've got. I don't know if you can see me if I change my angle. So you can stay high or you could go lower, but you've got to keep a neutral spine. So come with me if you can. Don't let that lower back arch. It's more likely to happen right here. So you've got to keep that down. 3 more if you can. Of your version. And rest. Okay, so stretch out, stretch the heels away and stretch the arms above your head. And take a stretch by pushing one heel and the other arm, so you feel the stretch there up through the sides. And then change. So let's just finish with a little bit of cross crawl or bicycle. So rather than coming up towards the knee, focusing today on front and back. Okay, you can even keep the head down and go there if you needed to. So you'll twist front and back like that, and we're tapping down. See if you can stop the foot just before, and if you want more, extend. We're only doing 1 set, so let's breathe. See if you can take the shoulder blade further off. Another 15 seconds. And rest. Oh. All right, come and sit up. Let's take legs wide. So we would have worked the inner thighs there. And let's take a side bend. So let's come over so you get another stretch here through your side. And then change, come over. And then come forward. So yeah, so we spent the whole of the session on our backs, which it is good to move and be in different positions, but sometimes for a short, compact session, it's quite nice not to have to move around too much. So let's take a twist here. And then the other way. And then you're just going to clasp your hands and reach up, drop the shoulders, but just have a lovely stretch here. And then give yourself a clap. Well done. Hope you enjoyed that.